Zuber, one rental at a time. Got a lot of great information about the housing market. Again, remember, if you are a follower of this channel, I believe July 20th, the date that National Association of Realtors, or NAR, reports the June numbers for existing home sales, is going to be an impactful day. It's going to impact buyers and sellers. Until July 20th, we are getting little tidbits of just how bad June is. A couple of things I want to kind of circle back to that we've been talking about on this channel for quite a while that I think are coming to fruition. First and foremost, Greg Dickerson, who is our Monday expert and former builder, is describing what is going on in the new build or new construction environment to a T. He told us months ago what would happen, and we are seeing it up close and personal. In fact, we are just about to review 9 cities to talk about what builders said in each of those 9 cities. Second, you know that I believe, and I've been talking about a housing slowdown coming for 6 to 9 months. I believe we are here, and again, I believe July 20th is the date that the media catches on. It is the date that we just look at how bad June was. Another thing we talk about is new construction is often a leading indicator for what is going on in existing home sales. Because in existing home sales, the seller doesn't have to sell, at least in many cases. But builders, that's what they do. They have to sell. They have to sell to mom and dad. They have to sell to Wall Street. They have to sell to someone so they can keep moving on. And again, as we talked about last month, if you're not following Rick Palacios Jr. on Twitter, he is from John Burns Consulting, you are missing out. John Burns Consulting has been on top of the real estate market for decades. So again, if you are on Twitter, which again, Twitter is a whole mess of junk, but Rick Palacios Jr. is a must follow if you are interested in real estate. So again, according to Rick Palacios Jr. and John Burns Consulting, kind of the summary of new construction. Home buyers are canceling at increasing rates. We have been talking about that for quite a while. 2, price cuts are becoming fairly common. We have talked about that too. In fact, Greg Dickerson told us that would be coming. Drop in demand is cooling construction. Again, Greg told us that would be coming. Again, what's going to happen is these builders are going to finish the communities or the plots that they have in construction, and then they are going to slow down. Cash management inside the construction industry, much, much better than last time. So this wave of new building is not going to come. I know there's a lot of people saying that new construction's at 1 million. A lot of those folks are pads, right? If the sticks aren't raised, they can leave the pads for some time in the future, or at least slow down. And then most importantly, this is why I feel good about my call that the housing market will cause the recession in the second half. Builders, think about this. Builders are starting to lay off. Yes, I said it. I'm quoting Rick from John Burns Consulting. Builders are starting to lay off people. That is wild to think about. So what are we hearing? Atlanta builder, quote again from Rick Palacios on Twitter. I'm just copying what he put down, but we are going to add context. 1, someone turned out the lights in June. That is exactly what I expect National Association of Realtors existing home sales. If you don't know, new construction makes up about 10% of total units. Existing home sales make up 90%. I expect NAR's report might use that exact quote. Somebody turned out the lights. Okay, what about Austin? Austin, Texas. Austin's really hot, right? Everybody's moving to Texas. What did an Austin builder? Sales fell off a cliff. Trades are negotiating price. Think about that. Two different statements. 1, sales fell off a cliff. Again, I am talking about a real estate crash of epic proportions. in transactions. We are headed that way. And second, trades are negotiating price. When was the last time we heard that? Again, from Atlanta, builders are laying off. Austin, we're getting better pricing. Pretty soft. Okay, how about Birmingham, Alabama? That's a hot market. Everybody's going south, right? Birmingham, Alabama, simply said, sales fell off 75%. Folks, we are heading into an epic transaction crash, as I have been calling for a little while. All right, how about Boise? If you've been watching my channel, I've been pointing at Boise as like the perfect bubble market that's going to go pop. Boise, sales fell. Housing starts stopped, right? They've stopped building. Expectations for reduced prices of 15 to 20%. And subs are reducing cost. Think about that. Boise, hot of all hot, hot, hot. Sales fell. They're stopping construction. Think about that. All of these folks waving arms about 1 million units. Builders can stop, and they are. Expectations for price declines of 15 to 20%. Feels like a bubble to me. And reducing costs. Yes, all of that excess cost is coming out of the system. If you have been waiting to get bids from contractors and whatnot, they are about to return your phone calls. All right, how about Charlotte, North Carolina? Recession. Oh, this one's bad. Ooh, this one's bad. This one left a mark. Recession looking and feeling like a big, long 5-year depression. Oh, recession looking, feeling like a big, long 5-year depression. Wow. I hope not. 5 years? Oh my goodness. Wow. Whew. Dallas, Texas. Framing labor suddenly readily available. If you don't know what framing is, that's essentially after you lay the pad, it's the outer shell. Framing labor readily available. It's changing. Fort Myers, Florida. Investor sales have stalled. Investor sales have stalled. Apparently, a lot of people are going to Fort Myers and buying new construction as rentals, or my fear, Airbnb. I think there have been so many people buying Airbnb because the numbers look good for that little year. Not good, not good, not good. All right, how about Nashville? Yeah, Nashville. Scary times. Hoard cash and hang on for a wild ride. And again, what have I been telling you about the housing market? Why have I said repeatedly the Fed broke housing? Nashville builder said exactly what I have been saying for months. Move up buyers are practically non-existent. Move up buyers are non-existent. This is exactly what I have been screaming, and why the housing market is so broken, and why the transactions are going to fall and the median home price is not going to move, at least at a national level. Move up buyers are non-existent. Again, remember, a move up buyer is 2 transactions. They sell their first home, they buy a next home. If it's not happening, there's no inventory on the low end. And again, that was from a Nashville builder. And then finally, Phoenix. We are cutting staff, dismal traffic, and the sales climate is horrible. Folks, new construction is telling us transactions are going to fall, resources are going to become available. It is just going to be yucky. I think without question, the housing market, which is about 15% of GDP altogether, is going to be the cause of the second half recession. July 20th is the date we've been looking for. It is right around the corner. It is next week. Just wait until more and more folks kind of talk about this data. And then lastly, we will talk about this in the daily financial news as well. It appears that transactions that went into contract in June canceled at a fastest rate since the Great Recession, which is 14.9%, 6 percentage points over last year. So again, roughly 60,000 transactions that could have closed didn't. And we are going to see some pretty bad numbers, I think. So again, do yourself a favor. If you are interested in real estate at all, please follow Rick Palacios, Palacios Jr. on Twitter. And if you're there, follow John Burns Real Estate Consulting as well. If you like data, if you like to geek out on data like I do, these gentlemen put out amazing stuff. So again, Rick, thank you for all you do. I'm going to try to interview you again on my channel here soon. Take care. We'll do the daily financial news soon. Bye-bye.